The scale and complexity of modern multi-domain networks have grown beyond the capabilities of traditional management tools and applications. One way Arista Cloud Vision addresses these issues is with Studios, a set of templates that provide a guided workflow to automate many common network tasks and enable multiple configuration changes in a single operation. Studios also reduce the chances of making mistakes due to typos in the command line or misinterpreting how a feature is implemented, resulting in less time spent working through issues with customer service. There are some basic concepts administrators should understand when using Studios. First, each studio represents an operation or a set of related operations. Tags are simply labels for devices with a common attribute, like a location. A studio uses tags to specify which devices should be modified. One or more studios are configured within a workspace, which pre-stages the configuration. Reviewing the workspace builds the configuration and checks for errors. After any errors are resolved, the workspace is submitted as a change control, which pushes the changes to the network. Let's take a look at a conceptual example of the Studio's workflow. Paul, a network engineer at Arista, needs to apply some changes to a newly deployed fabric. He needs to configure some new interfaces and add an NTP server to 2 devices. First, he creates a workspace. Then he selects the appropriate studio to input the configuration changes, pre-staging them into the workspace. Next, he selects another studio and applies additional network modifications until all the changes are pre-staged. Paul also uses tags to ensure changes will only be made to specific devices. Next, he has Cloud Vision review the workspace and check the proposed changes for errors, verifying the configuration. If errors are found, Paul can make modifications with the appropriate studio. After any errors are resolved, he submits the workspace. At this point, a change control is created, and Paul has one more opportunity to review the modifications he plans to implement. He executes the change control, and all the configuration changes he staged are now pushed to the fabric. The network configuration is modified, and after the change control finishes, the network changes are complete. There are many different studios available in Cloud Vision to provision your network with. Some examples are the Software Management Studio, which manages images, streaming agents, and other extensions on the switches. There's the Static Configuration Studio, which allows engineers to manage and assign static configurations or configurates to devices. Administrators can also create fabrics, such as with the Campus Layer 2, Layer 3 EVPN Studio. And everyday tasks are supported too, such as modifying interfaces with the Interface Configuration Studio. And finally, as we mentioned earlier, advanced Cloud Vision users can also create custom studios of their own. Please visit the Arista Cloud Vision video library for more information on specific studios.